This is just Amazon for Monday, February 25th, 2019. Today we had a really nice gentle rally pre-market. Came up to around a resistance here about 1647 or so. Right before the market opened, it pulled back into a really nice hammer and put in a low 1640 and 3 cents, really close to the 1640 low was put in over here. And then as the market opened, it sold right back down to 1640, that same level, and then got bought up. This was a great place to be buying if you were watching it there. It was not the right time to be buying after it broke above that candle or broke above this because it just moved up a little bit and then totally pulled back. So 1640 was the place to buy here once, twice. Third time didn't really work out. And then after that, this was a really nice breakdown. This candle was a nice breakdown. It just recovered. It did actually break 1640, but with a decent stop, maybe could have gotten an R, maybe on that. At the open, maybe buying here would get you. Again, depends on your stop. Maybe 2, 3, 4R. It just depends on how you set this up. And then if you tried again here, you probably lost an R or lost part of an R as this broke down, made a new low on the day, and came down here right into yesterday or Friday's highs, late afternoon highs, and started to bounce, but couldn't even get back up to 1640. Tried it once, twice, 3 times with these upper wicks. Let's see, the high here was 1638.10. Here was 1638.08. So lower highs all in a row. And even this one looked like it was starting to kind of curl up and break out. It just immediately sold back off, retested the 21 and broke down. So we ended up with a bearish candle on the day, a really nice bullish retest gap that retested all day. It just kept pulling back. Last time we were up in this area, we sold off from here. The last time we were in this area before that, we sold off through it again. Prior to that, we were buying. So, these candles that are gapping up, that are above the 21, just keep selling off. Gap up above the 21, sell off. Gap up above the 21, sell off. The only one that didn't do that really was here. This one did. Well, this one didn't gap up. Sorry. Let's see where else. I guess recently that's it. So bullish retest gap sold off, bullish retest gap sold off, bullish retest gap sold off. So if anyone was paying attention to that, maybe made some money today selling and going bearish. If we zoom in on just the day, we zoom in on just the day here. Nice rally, indecision right here, and breaks down. That's your first signal that maybe it's not so bullish. Comes right back down here, but it's an inside candle, starts to break out, but you got this upper wick, and you had a shaved top candle here. A couple small candles, nice 15 minutes of stair step, and then this big bearish candle, which had a higher volume, but it wasn't a destroying sort of candle. It just took out that low and that low. But it's, again, another signal that things are maybe not going so bullish. And so you get this indecision here, a bullish engulfing that at one point was breaking down more, that got bought back up. That comes right back up into this high, and this high is another shave top. So you have one shave top candle here, a second one here. You have some hammers going on here, inverted hammers going on right here. And then you have another candle selling off, breaking down to the 21. You could not get a close above this high. Couldn't get back above this one except for that little wick there, and there may have been some people trapped there going bullish that were stopped out here. So a few signals saying, okay, it's bearish. If you weren't getting in bearish on this candle, you got a couple opportunities to kind of retest here before it sold off some more. So looking at the puts, let's say 1020 we're actually getting in bearish. Go over to a put. It's 1020, and there was nobody buying in this range. But you're probably around here, around $9, $9.50, somewhere in there. And you could have set this up even after it broke down and it was retesting, maybe 950 by 850, maybe 10 by 9 once you're over here, and those would have worked. Now this is the 1625 put. It's really, really low volume, which means that it's really spready and maybe not the one you'd use. Let's go to the 1650 and see how this moved today. And you put in some smaller candles here. 1020 was right here. So on the 1020 candle, it was breaking out, and it only retested back on this candle down under 20. So this would have been much harder just because, 20 by 19 could have worked, but that's just such a small range or such a tight stop on this move here, which, this is just moving a lot more because it's at the money instead of, or, in the money, if not at the money. This gave you a much better return if you were into this at 20 by 19. Even getting another breakdown here and then a pullback going bearish, could have been getting in 21 by 20, possibly. And that made it up to the high of the day, 2360 or something, 23. So that would have been 2R, 3R if you're buying down here. It kept going until you were putting some candles in over here. That was some of this sell-off. So this was another one where we had a stair step and a big candle breaking down and then sold off some more, people thinking it was going to continue. And that squeeze had continued bearish. And then this was the first place it kind of was showing a little bit of strength, and then the squeeze or the momentum shifted. It's continued to roll back down a little bit, but because it was losing so much bearish momentum, you had some lower highs all through this. It started to rally and come right back up, not back up to the pre-market level we're looking at, but it came back up to the lows it made in here. And you kind of start to see this double top here, or kind of a multi-top, or it's just much more of a triangle. I'm just seeing this, seeing something like that. That's the triangle I'm seeing. Lower highs, relative lows, breaks down, retests back up to the lows, and then slowly rolls over. So not so strong directionally. I would have really liked to see this thing rally bullish. Coming right out of here with the squeeze would have been great to see that squeeze fire today and get a bullish move. It still feels like it could go bullish just because we're above the 21 again, but the last two times, and now this is the third time, we'll see what happens. The last two times we were above the 21 with that bullish retest gap. We actually retested through, gap down the next day below the 21 and sold off some. This one, I'm not sure if we sold off first or second, but it did go lower on the day. If it does that again tomorrow, it should open probably somewhere around 1620 and sell off. That's just if it does the same thing it did last time. And then there's no telling it will, but that's something to kind of get ready for. So if it does that, then what looked like, well, I was going to say what looked like a stair step, what looked like an morning star reversal here starting to break out, maybe is not yet. And it could form an evening star reversal and start to sell off some more. This is kind of a false breakout, it seems, or at least a breakout that's retesting, which is totally fine. If it retests and then holds the 21, look for something to be different, which means it could just start to roll up and start to rally. The other thing is a really nice bullish gap above all of these, like above 1665. I think would trap a lot of bears and really get the momentum going to continue higher. Similar to how it went before earnings, where people thought that was the breakout. The other thing I'm seeing here is a sharper angle, kind of like this. And it's kind of hard to draw these in here, not knowing which ones to tie it to. Let's see, if I go off of, let's see, let me move this a little bit here. I grab the high here, close to it, and then if I grab the high here, I get a high here and a here, and now we're right at that. I kind of like that just to show that there's another angle that could be coming into play. I'm gonna try my trick to switch these, see if it works today. No, it's not working. Okay. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. I can't even type. Nope. Okay. So let me just try and grab the values. There's one like that. And this is the other way we can do it. I'm just lining up where the cursor is. I don't know if the cursor comes through in the video. I think it does. Okay. That would be the inverse slope. And I'm just trying to tie it to something. Well, that's close. A low down here and a low here and a low here. If I move it up to that open price, try to see exactly where. Okay, I'm close to the open. Now I'm at a low and I'm close to a low. I'm just looking for more than 1 point, or more than 2 points, I should say. Getting a high here and a high here and a false break here and a false break here, and then we're holding these highs. Here's your next break or false break. I kind of like this as a resistance. And I guess I can extend it to the left and see if it touches anything. Kind of has some lows that it was holding, and then I like that it interacted with these. Didn't quite get back up there. This is the first time it got up there again to this level. So it's kind of retest, second retest, third retest, and a complete rollover. And we've just rallied back into that. I kind of like that. It's just nice to have another angle on here. Let's see if anything else pops in here, the lower end. I guess that kind of grabs a couple of these levels in here. It's too hard to see. All right, now I'm all over the place. So get indecision here, low here, low here. Not really grabbing into anything prior. That's just causes some trouble. I guess a little bit in here, but that's not great. Let's see, grab the high here. Does it do anything? No, not really. So I'm gonna get rid of this and I'm gonna switch this back to, oops, it removed. I'm gonna switch this back to cancel left extension. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that and see if we can get above this in the next couple of days. Tomorrow, ideally, but in the next couple of days, it could have some momentum still. I mean, it's got the squeeze for me. So let's see if that resistance comes into play at all. And if it does, it should hold it. If it doesn't, or if we start to break out, then it looks like something's changing. It's really nice too that we got the low on that candle. I didn't realize that happened too. So anyway, I like it going bullish. If it goes bearish, pulls back, I mean, definitely pulling back to the purple line, potentially making a new low, making people think it's going to completely roll over. I would like to see that as like a false breakdown and then a sharp rally. And then I think we're going to trap a lot of people who are loading on bearish, just like each of these. I mean, anyone who loaded on bearish in this range is wrong. Anyone who loaded on bullish in this range is wrong. It's just been waiting. I mean, this is from here going back. This is going back to the beginning of the year. We're up here. I don't remember. I think I did this on a video. If you look at the monthly, we've made lower highs every month. This is our smallest month in a while. And right now it's very, very, very indecisive. So, I mean, out of all of our months, and an bearish inside of a bullish over here. We had some nice bounces off the 21 on the monthly there. like I said, a little bit of a pullback wouldn't hurt on the month. It would just kind of build some more. So it would store more momentum, build up some more of that, getting ready for a big move. So let's go back to the daily because I mean it's really hard to look at that far out. But here we go. Back to the daily, back to the 5. I guess I need to color this differently so it doesn't throw us off. Let's use that color. Oh, it's not gonna work. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and do that another time. Maybe tomorrow if the program's working a little better. All right. Let's see. The calls, just buying at the open. Buying 5x4. That went up a couple of R. If you were buying in here, it didn't really get going. Buying in here, got going a little bit. Maybe scraped out an R. And then most of the rest of the day was breaking down. Some people were probably buying here because if they bought in the morning, they were trying to buy again here and it didn't work. And then got a hammer there that didn't do anything. Yeah, just kind of grinded lower all day. That was the calls. So just wasn't showing the bullishness that the gap would suggest, but nice pullback today. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is Justin Amazon, and I think this is video 250, which if you made it this far in the recording, you're hearing me say that, thank you. Appreciate the views and the subscriptions. And I think this marks a year of doing just Amazon videos. Hope you're enjoying. Let me know that you are, and we'll pick it back up again tomorrow. This is Just Amazon. Thanks.